Hello, people. Today I'm doing a ranking of all 10 Fast and Furious movies. Yes, there are 10 of these now. And yeah, before 2021, I haven't seen a single Fast and Furious movie. And so here I am, like March 2021, and I watched 1 through 8 and Hobbs and Shaw, and we just had Fast and Furious 9. And so yeah, I want to go through my ranking. And so this might be a little bit longer than most rankings just because, I haven't talked about these movies on my channel before. So, yeah, let's get into number 10. Number 10 is Too Fast, Too Furious. Too Fast, Too Furious. This is the most bland one out of the bunch, I think. It's the most, I don't care. I know the bad guy was generic. I know that, this movie maybe not like Paul Walker's character at all. I remember I thought he was very unlikable in this movie. The movie, I just couldn't wait for it to be over. I thought it was boring. It was generic. The car racing stuff wasn't extremely impressive. And yeah, that's all I'd say about Too Fast, Too Furious. Coming in at number 9 is Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I know a lot of people love this movie, and I thought maybe I'd be one of them too because, Nolan's my favorite director, and he said he likes this movie. And I didn't like this one either. I really didn't. From the very opening of this movie, I was thrown off by how how the lead looks like he's in his mid-30s, and yet you find out he's on a high school campus. So that was very interesting at first. The this movie is another one where I'm like, I don't understand the point of this existing at all. Of course, since you get later in the franchise and they try to justify it a little bit, but still, it was never like, oh, they had this big plan for Fast and Furious. This was just a movie in the series that exists and almost puts a burden on the rest of the franchise, I think. Coming in at number 8 is Fast and Furious, the fourth installment into this series. And at first, when I saw this movie, I really liked it. But the reason why it kept getting lower and lower is just because it was really forgettable. It did nothing too special it was a step in the right direction for sure. I think Fast and Furious 4 definitely set off what Fast 5, 6, and 7 was. So, yeah, but sadly, this movie is just on the forgettable side. I really don't remember much about it. All I remember is Brian, he's still in the FBI. Vin Diesel, he's still on the run, and their worlds collide at some point, and that's all I remember about the movie. I know they were driving through a cave at one point, and I think Letty died in this one, I think. So, yeah, coming in at number 7 is Hobbs and Shaw. This movie, it's a lot of action, and it seems like it should be right up my alley. It's so much, and I just feel kind of numb to it. I'm very numb to a lot of the action in this movie, and I don't know why. And it's just a personal thing, and this movie didn't click with me that well. Of course, it had its funny moments, and maybe it was just a one-time watch only, but once I watched it a second time, yeah, I didn't click with it at all. Well, actually, to be honest, I have seen Hobbs and Shaw before I saw any other movie in the series in 2019 when it was first released. And Hobbs and Shaw, like I said, comedy was okay. Idris Elba was great in the movie. And I just didn't do it for me. Coming in at number 6 is The Fast and the Furious, the first movie in this series. And over time, when I first saw the movie, I was like, really? But then it aged very well, particularly as each movie came out and the themes of, the characters were growing. It made me really appreciate the first movie a lot more. But yet to say, it's still not perfect. I still think it drags at moments. And like I said, I'm just not in love with the just speed racing idea. But I know there's people out there that love that, so good for you. But it's not for me. But of course, I thought the ending was really good to the movie. I thought it had good ideas there. And of course, I know Point Break ripoff, but it's a Point Break ripoff that I think that worked well enough to start off this franchise that we have now. Coming in at number 5 is F9. I titled this in my review. F9 is the best and worst Fast and Furious movie, and that's why when I was ranking them, I found myself putting it right in the middle because it's the best and the worst, so it's right in the middle. Because when it comes to the worst, as a film, this movie is simply the worst. As for what I want a Fast and Furious movie to be, visually, and what I see happen on screen, it's everything I want out of a Fast and Furious movie. But sadly, the plot elements are just that bad to the point where, it just really lowered it a lot. If this is just if this movie had a better script, it'd be number one, easy. But sadly, it's just drowned a lot by but the mindless plot, John Cena's character, Charlize Theron, and just a lot of things I don't like about these newer movies. Coming in at number four is The Fate of the Furious. The only reason why this movie is higher above F9, because my opinion of Fate is basically the same as F9. It's just the only thing that puts it just ever so slightly above the F9 is that we still have those characters, Vin Diesel and Jason Statham. They have their own side quests, and that's what their chemistry really worked. And yes, F8 split up the gang. Well, they have Dominic, just kind of doing his own thing, and the rest of the crew trying to find that. But we still had Hobbs and Shaw doing their thing. And then F9, we lose Hobbs and Shaw, but we still have the crew together. And which one works better? When the characters are on the same movie, Fate of the Furious is the reason why it's at number four. It's a light movie. It's fun. It still didn't really do much for me. It just made me validate my opinion for this series should have ended at 7. So yeah, coming in at number 3 is Fast and Furious 6. I thought this was a decent movie. Nothing too groundbreaking compared to 5. I know Luke Evans is probably the best villain of all the villains that we've had in this universe, and so this is definitely the best villain award goes to Fast and Furious 6. Of course, they do the reveal with Letty. They have that storyline, and this is when the movies really start to know what it is, and it really starts to accept that. It's just sadly this movie, I think, is fairly forgettable. The action sequences, nothing really did anything for me. And yeah, coming in at number 2 is Furious 7. I like Furious 7 quite a bit. Furious 7 really just took everything I want out of a Fast Furious movie and just put it into one movie. But sadly, Paul Walker died during the production of this, and really, it really messed up this movie's plot because it's MacGuffin after MacGuffin, sadly. But I still put it somewhat against the movie, but as not harshly as I could. Because, when a MacGuffin's a MacGuffin, I'm going to point it out. I'm not going to be like, oh, this person died, so that's sad, so I want to give it higher. But, I'm not taking too much. I'm not taking off more than what I think I should. At least from when I scored it. I just think if Paul Walker never passed, tragically, this would easily be a 9 out of 10 best, Fast and Furious movie, because James Wan's style is really there, the theme of family is really there, and that ending, with the goodbye to Paul Walker is just fantastic. And coming in at number 1 is everyone's number 1, and that is Fast 5. It takes everything you want in a Fast and Furious movie and just puts it into one. It has the characters that you like, all of them in one movie. It brings together the team that you like, all of them in one movie. A heist, which is so fun to watch. But yet it's absurd. But the heist that they want to pull off is something you'd see almost every day. But they do it in a nice, Fast and Furious way, where Fast 5 is just the perfect Fast and Furious movie. It really did hit all the right notes. It's the best one. It will always be the best one. I could tell you for sure, 100% guaranteed, the 10th or 11th movie will not be Fast 5 or Furious 7. Possibly Fast 6. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. Well, the 2 movies that they have next. Heck, it could be at the bottom. It could be towards the top. Or somewhere in between, like I thought with F9. So, yeah, anyways, that's my ranking for the Fast and Furious saga. Comment down below your ranking. I'm really curious. I know everyone's ranking is different. I know a lot of people have Tokyo Drift a lot higher. People have F9 a lot lower for sure than what I put it. But, yeah. Anyways, so that's my ranking. So like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.